millions of shoppers across the country are rushing into stores on the hunt for big bargains.
The materialistic society in modern America is undeniable.
There was lines outside.
People increasingly value material items more than other forms of pleasure, a trait found to be linked to decreased personal well-being, gratitude, environmentalism, and a sense of community.
See other people wearing it and you're like, oh, it's cool, I guess I want it too.
Our culture is very focused on how you look and what things you have.
Just love stuff, obviously, but I love stuff. I just have to have it.
If you compare our culture to, say, maybe a European culture, their houses aren't as big, they don't need as many, they don't feel like anything.
My products appeal to the materialistic mindset of Americans because they are, by their very nature, unnecessary. They are things that people will give or wear to demonstrate their belonging.
To understand the roots of materialistic culture in America, one must first understand the history of American capitalism that has engineered this mindset.
The Civil War is so important from an economic standpoint is that this is the moment when American capitalism diversifies away from growth of the United States as an industrial country happened because the conditions that allowed cotton to expand and become so dominant are undermined by the Civil War.
In the Industrial Revolution of the 18th century, a sudden influx of new, more widely available goods allowed for a great increase in more specialized luxury products in America. Affluent Americans began to exhibit their wealth with lavish, unnecessary status symbols. Consumption is a trickle-down process. People try to emulate those who spend more money than them in an attempt to emulate that wealth. As rich Americans began to purchase more luxury goods, persons of all financial backgrounds followed suit, exhibiting the very American effect of comparative consumerism, or comparing oneself economically to higher income brackets. The Gilded Age was the rise of capitalism and consumerism in America, but post-World War II America solidified this new consumer society.
We started out as an agrarian society. We were farmers, and then we, had industry, and then we became kind of this post-industrial society, and that was a consumeristic society. And it was really kind of came about for a couple of things. There was a government intervention to incentivize people to buy homes when they came back from World War II. That we had the start of television and commercials and media around that time. And, women were not staying at home and they were working. And so we needed more convenient things like microwaves and, fast food and TV dinners. And so I think kind of it was a perfect storm in the middle of the century to create this consumeristic society that was both consciously and subconsciously created.
These people were not afraid to go into debt. Here you see the very first credit card. Private indebtedness more than doubled in the 50s. Americans went into debt to pay for everything. Signs of affluence that had once been the domain of only a few came to within reach of millions for the first time.
The Gilded Age shifted the American dream from manifest destiny to individual and material wealth, and the booming post-war economy tweaked it into that of a new aesthetic: white picket fence, 2 kids, a dog, and an annual vacation. Given the history of American consumer society, it is clear how deeply rooted materialism is in our culture. However, the economic system in which we live is the reason materialistic culture has continued to this day. The capitalist economy is always revolutionizing to create newer, more efficient versions of itself. The most recent version of American capitalism is referred to as the new economy. This system is defined by its advances in productivity and information technology, developments that will facilitate American industrial capitalism through the future. Capitalism and materialism thrive when paired with each other. Capitalism needs people to intrinsically want material items in order to fuel its money-driven, privately owned corporations. For materialism to be prominent in individuals, their society must encourage valuing material items as more important than other forms of pleasure. Every person has some level of natural materialistic value orientation caused by internal factors. Some may argue that these internal factors are the real reason why materialism has such a huge presence in American culture, but the truth is that these internal factors are facilitated by the capitalist experience in America.
When you just see something, a lot of it's like influence, like on social media and stuff, and you see it and you're like, oh, like I need that jacket, but you don't actually need it, and then you don't even end up wearing it.
Today I'm going to Target, and I need one thing, but I'm sure I'll come out with a million things I don't need.
I see it and I'm like, oh, I might as well get it.
Because it was just for entertainment.
Capitalism socializes the people within its system to be materialistic, as materialism is undeniably good for the economy. Capitalism amplifies and strengthens these natural tendencies by preying on the internal factors through which materialism develops.
We purchase things and that can make us feel good, but that's very extrinsic. But to combat that, you want to have intrinsic values, which is like helping your community, spending time with friends and family, spending time in nature. Those things that you can get internally will last longer than your external motivations.
As long as America has a capitalistic economic system, America will be materialistic. Being American means being a member and product of a psychologically damaging consumerist and materialistic society, a society that has been shaped by centuries of capitalist developments in the aftermath of two great wars, the Civil War and World War II.